Good morning. Good morning, beautiful sisters. It is Nicole, and I don't know who is going to show up for this live this morning, the Rise and Shine early morning ceremony for the lunar eclipse. And that's okay. You can watch it later. I put little stars this morning on the screen, and I'll probably be talking quite low this morning. Hello, Janine's here. Yay! Because my son is sleeping and I want to be somewhat quiet, but also have this beautiful opportunity. Hi, Rasha, to do this ceremony. Thank you for being here. Hi, Janine. Hi, Rasha. So, yeah, I know some sisters said that they were going to join, which would be really awesome and fun. This is a really incredible opportunity to get together, and I know some of the ladies in here have been talking about doing ceremonies early or late because of kiddos. So I've got my kiddo and I'm here. So today is a ceremony for the full moon lunar eclipse. And the full moon lunar eclipse, this is really a time to stand our ground. This is about claiming our power again and remembering that inner voice, the fiery voice that's inside of us. So I'm going to start with a meditation and have us close our eyes and just get into a space that feels really grounded. And some of you are just waking up. Good morning, Abby. How are you, sweetheart? So we'll just close our eyes and we'll come to a place where we can settle into our bones and settle into our skin and get rooted in the ground. Just take a couple of deep breaths. And as other ladies join, we imagine extending our hands out to each of our sisters, holding our hands, imagining a circle, and standing in that circle, or even taking a seat in that circle. And imagining all the other women and men and children all around the planet encircling peace, encircling love, encircling beauty, and allowing ourselves as we wake up. Good morning, Catherine. I'm just going to be letting people in as I'm offering this opening. Hi, Jamie. I'm having all the women imagine that they're in a circle holding hands, sitting with each other. And as we sit with one another this morning, bringing ground, good morning, Catherine, good morning, Jamie, bringing ground, anchoring into Mama Gaia, allowing our breath to come into our bodies, allowing our minds to empty, and feeling the energy of the ground, of Pachamama, just underneath us, supporting us at this very transformational time. You might imagine dropping a grounding cord, whether it's a vine or a root or a golden cord, all the way down through the soil, through the rocks, through the shale, all the way down into the crystal beds of the earth, and wrapping that cord around. Maybe a big, huge rose quartz crystal, something that embodies love and the energy of love. And as you do that, letting that energy just rise up through the body. And take a couple of deep breaths. Really feel that breath rising through the spine. Connecting you to the earth, connecting you to your heart. If you'd like to add more breath into the body as we do this, please do at any time, getting deeper in the breath. And so this time, this lunar eclipse energy is about shaking things up. It's an amplifier, it's a waking up energy, an activator. And it activates our emotions, it activates our emotional body. And so as you get connected to your body today, your physical body, being aware of its presence, aware of its beauty, its magic, the outline of your body. Also tuning in to the emotional energy that's present. And of course, we're in this lunar eclipse energy, this waking up, this shaking up, this transformation. And look at all of what is happening around us and outside of us. And this a reflection of the inner universe. That's within us, inside of us. What emotions are present. This time, this actually full moon is much about forging the pathway of truth. The inner voice, the inner fire, the voice that wants to stand up, the higher educator, the philosopher, the adventurer. And Mars is very active. Mars is the warrior. And if you look at Sagittarius, it's the archer. It's pointing the arrow towards truth. And so as we're looking at the emotional body, what's coming up in the emotional body, where are we tethered to the past? Where are we tethered in our childhood? That little child's voice that might be carrying things like shame or guilt. Any lower frequencies like blame, victim. And after the meditation, we'll be lighting a candle for George Floyd and all that's going on in the world, especially with voices that need to be heard. So our own inner voice that needs to be heard, and the voices around the world that need to be heard. Can we note what anger might be inside of our bodies? Because this is a great time and a wonderful opportunity to clear what is hidden, what's hidden beneath the surface. And oftentimes when I work with women, there's a fear around anger. There's a fear that we have around rage. We've been taught not to be releasing that type of energy and not allowing that to come forth, but then what bubbles up inside is so much. And we're seeing how that projects itself, how it manifests in our society. It can become quite violent, right? And when we squish it down, it becomes disease, it becomes cancer, it becomes anything that is attacking our system. So under this ceremonial time, allowing ourselves to be really truthful, really raw, transparent, open to what we need to recognize, what we need to release, what we want to let go of. What is our inner soul flame shining underneath the surface. So continue to breathe and just bring your energy from, let's say, the base of your spine. So starting with that grounding cord, that grounding energy. Giving so much thanks and gratitude to Pachamama today. Gracias, Pachamama, gracias, Pachamama, gracias, Pachamama. To her unconditional love, thank you so much for all that you do for us every single day. You give us our shelter, our food, our water. And to honor all the changes and all the flow that the earth goes through on a daily basis. If you could imagine all of the things that are on this planet changing and migrating and transforming and mutating into so many different things. It's like incredible to witness that fullness of the mother. We want to call and invoke the element of the water, the element of Grandmother Moon in her fullness, the lunar eclipse, all of this in the sign of Sagittarius, the strawberry moon, and that emotional body, the water representing our emotions, to offer our emotions to the altar this morning. Gracias, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, for being that stern force, feminine force of energy that purifies. It's the great purifier. So allowing ourselves to purify and offer ourselves to the altar today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honoring all of our emotions, whether they're guilt, shame, blame, victim, it doesn't matter, fear. Letting it go. Forging a new pathway. The eclipse energy is forging the pathway. And it might be a new pathway, a new way of looking at things, a way that you've never experienced before. So being open. We call and invoke the spirit of the north, the air, in my tradition. Wirokocha, the great spiritual energy, this embodied breath that you are breathing, the spiritual essence that is you, that is coming through, this divine codes, these codes of energy through your breath. We call to your spiritual energy, to your soul, to rise, right? That soul flame, that inner soul flame, to rise. Hi, Amy. To rise beyond the lower chakras, let's say the first, second, and third chakra, to rise up towards the heart, which is air, the quality of air as well. The union, the divine marriage of that Shakti energy, that very feminine, flowy, earthly manifestation energy, and the upper chakras of spiritual essence, of vision, imagination, connection to the divine. So we call to our beloved hearts today. There's so much going on. When we light the candle, we'll speak of our hearts. We call to the east. We call to the sun. We call to Inti, this beloved sun that shines and shines and shines. that energy that is that inner flame that is always present, omnipresent, omniscient, always there, eternal, the unbounded, limitless love. And we call to that fire within, this time to claim our voices, to claim our inner fire, to ground our power, to remember our center. We call to transmute the old belief systems, the old energies, the old paradigm that keeps us stuck in this violence. And the violence is in our own being. The violence is inside. It's the war that we've waged against ourselves. Can we give up the old structures, the resentments, the failures, the fears, the doubts, all the ways that we wage war upon our own inner being, which is love? The ways we put ourselves down, the way that we sabotage, the way that we are angry at, the way that we look, or the way that we think things are supposed to be. Can we step into more love today? Forge a new pathway in our minds. Hi, Tara. Can we let go of our shame, of our anger, and rise above? It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, being reborn. These 3 eclipses in a row, it's a rebirth, it's a new pathway. Gracias, Inti. And then we move to the center of my altar. Quichi, this great center, the center, what is above, what is below, what is within, what is without, the rainbow bridge of connection to Great Spirit, to our ancestors. We thank our ancestors. All those have come before us that have forged this path of revolution. This is a revolutionary time. Once again, can we connect to our spiritual energies, our guides, our angels, our allies, the stars, the federations of light and love that are around this earth, that are helping and supporting and assisting this great awakening that we are a part of? We are so incredibly blessed. Ask simply today for so much support from those allies, from our ancestors, from those beings, because it can feel very scary, very big, and it's quite real and quite alive right now to feel all of those feelings. So to ask for support, it's permission-based to work with your spirits, asking for permission for them to work with us, to hold us, to center us, to allow that fiery inner soul shining to be heard, to be witnessed, to be felt. And this is a time also of great confusion, so to allow ourselves to open up to clarity of thought, clarity of speech, clarity of action from deep within the soul and the calling of our own inner soul. And this is where it gets tricky, right? Because the ego has so much to say. There's so many voices saying so many different things. So it's time really to go inward, to continually to go inward, to recognize what is your truth. What is your truth that needs to come forward? And to do that deep inner soul dive that asks the right questions. Is this coming from a place of fear, what I'm about to say or do? Is it coming from a place of love? Do I have a choice? Am I safe? These are all really good questions. And to move from that place of the heart center, always guiding our mind to the heart. The longest road we'll ever travel, from the head to the heart of truth, the heart of love, the heart of light. And as feminine leaders of power, light, love, grace, beauty, protectors and guardians of this earth, we ask for this circle to be cast a golden web of light around all of us, so that we may do that inner work and feel protected and ripple that amazing energy out into this world with a fierceness, with the Kali energy that cuts the head off of ignorance and asks for the heart of truth to shine, to shine, to shine, to shine. And so if you have a candle, I'd like to offer to light our candle this morning. Lighting the candle of that inner flame, the soul flame. I've got my candle here. It's a nice big candle with lots of stickers on it from my son. And I'm going to light this candle to remember my own inner soul. That's what our candle light is, to remind ourselves of that inner soul. Wow, look at that. And to recognize that that flame inside of us is that truth that's shining forth, the truth of our own voice, the flame that is calling us forward to open up to that new pathway. And this candle also representing all that's happening right now, a candle for the life of George and for the life of all beings throughout history who have been suppressed, tortured, killed, right? For all those beings who have been violated. And as I say that, all the emotions bubbling up in my own body. Just feeling all of that energy, like how did we get this separated and this far away from grace, from love? And to let yourself feel all those energies, all those emotions, anything that comes forward. It's all good, it's all okay. We are here as the light workers, forging that path of light, to remember the truth, to remember peace, to remember dignity, to remember honor, to remember that we are connected, to remember that we are love, and to not let anything stop that. To remember first and foremost that we need to love ourselves, because that is how all of this has started. We've lost ourselves. This is an inner journey of rediscovering our strength and our power, and where and what we are made of, where we came from, what we're made of. We're made of the stars, of starlight. We're here to remember to protect this beloved planet that houses us. What a beautiful place we've been granted and given to experiment and to evolve in this soul, this laboratory of loving awareness. and to remember that we can live this idyllic place that we all imagine can exist if it exists in our own minds and in our own hearts. So we light the flame of truth. We see the archer pointing the arrow. This lunar eclipse in Sagittarius actually falls at 14 degrees of Sag, which is actually the location, it said, of the great attractor. And apparently not much is known about this great attractor, but that our energy, our universe is moving towards it. It's like this supercharging of all this energy. And it makes sense why everything is being so shaken up, so that we can really allow the voices, the right voices, to be heard. The voice of love and truth. And that, the small ego voices, the little voices that are inside of us, they're there to be witnessed, not to be pushed away, not to be ignored, to be heard, so that we can turn our hearts towards that little girl, that little one inside, and tell her who she really is, to reconnect with the innocence, to reconnect with our purity. She's never left. She's never been gone. She's just been scared. And so we turn towards her to witness her voice, the part of her that feels like a victim, the part of her that came into a scary world and needed to protect herself. But that woman inside, that girl inside, is the fierce goddess, the priestess. That when she actually connects the two and merges those energies, rises into her power as a leader of love and light and truth. And it's those priestesses that are out there around the world, us, and all the other circles that are happening today, all around the world, the goddess is rising. The feminine power of light and love rising to hold that candle, this flame of light for what is true. That we are one, that we are connected, that there is no room, there is no allowance for the injustices anymore. There is no room for that. If we want to save this earth, if we want to save ourselves, if we want to be a humanity, if we want to rise as a planet, if we want to ascend, we can't, nobody can be left behind. So we need to pick up the pieces, and we need to carry the flame, and we need to hug all people with our infinite love, the love of the mother. To nurture that inner child inside is to create that well, that overflowing spring of energy that connects all beings and purifies. That purifies, that washes away the blame, the shame, the anger, and envelops all beings in love. We hold this energy because we know that this is the truth. And it's this truth that will change, will create transformation, that will open up the portal, the pathway to ignite the fire of evolution, of ascension. So maybe in this moment, just offering to your candle any prayers that you have for your own life. What needs to shift and change and be released under this lunar eclipse? what needs to be offered. You can speak to your candle. Speak your truth. I'll give a little time here to offer that silence. Speak your prayers. I'll invite you in this moment to your womb space. If you're holding a candle, maybe one hand on the womb and one hand holding the candle. Just feeling into your womb, this center of intuition, of beauty, magic, sensuality, and pleasure. The feminine essence. And as you place your hands on your womb, deeply going into the body, into the darkness. And allowing the flame of awareness to shine inside. Uncovering any old trauma, conditions, energies that may feel like that lower frequency or vibration that we were talking about earlier. And just lighting this flame of awareness so that we can expose any shadow to find clarity and peace. And power. And accessing the nurturance, the energy of the nurturer curiosity, wonder. To be reborn, to rebirth within the womb of our own bodies, within the womb of the Great Mother. Not to be scared of the dark begets the light begets the dark. To create union and sovereignty. And asking with my feminine intuition, my feminine essence, what is the next step? What is my next move at the beginning of this eclipse towards inner truth? As a light worker, as a warrioress, as a priestess. What am I here to shine? What am I here to shine today? What am I here to give rise to? And let whatever image, voice, feeling just come up to be heard, the voice of the womb to be heard. How may I contribute to this ascension, to this evolution? How may I be the solutionary? I'm connecting to all the wombs of all the mothers. Whether you're a mother physically in this life or not, you're still a mother. Loving, nurturing, creating, birthing all the time. What am I birthing? And if we can connect all the wombs around the planet, to imagine all the Shakti, all that life force energy cleaning itself, clearing a pathway of peace, surrender to the divine love to be witnessed, for all voices to be heard and witnessed in love. We ask to purify all the anger, all the shame, all the blame that we carry. And we can do this in our prayers every single day, just continually clearing that pathway. And continually trusting in the divine order of things and asking to surrender to that. Beyond fear and separation, into that unified field of energy, of love. If you have any oils, if you'd like to anoint yourself, I'll do a little anointing here for those of you who are on the call with something that's called the Elixir of Immortal Truth, which is a lovely, lovely scent. You might anoint yourself at your crown, anoint yourself and your body, anoint your womb space, anoint your throat, your truth center of communication. I'm going to also light a little Palo Santo. And just be in your seat just for a moment. I'm going to call forward a light code activation to seal our practice and our ceremony today. If you would like to write down anything that you're calling in, or just in your body, in your womb space, feeling what that might be, what you're stepping into, then we can let the light code activation be that amplifier of energy for that wish. Okay. Just going to take a little sip of water. That elixir is a little intense. Hi, Mackenzie. Hi, Abby. Oh, yay. There's more of you on here. Okay. So amplifying the frequencies of love, of light. Claiming your seat, claiming your ground. Feeling the womb space opening up as we said that prayer to her. Bringing attention to your sovereignty, to your internal power, this light that's inside of you. Accessing your divine heart, this beautiful, beautiful heart of yours. Thank you so much for your loved heart. For your support, for your energy, for this planet. We thank your throat, your voice, that inner voice, that truth of justice, the flame of love, honesty, rawness, transparency. We thank that third eye, that intuition. We pair that with your beautiful feminine womb wisdom. And we ask that your imagination open today. We open our crown to the divine light, to the cosmos, to that galactic federation of love, to all the angels, and we feel that rainbow bridge, just like the rainbow behind me, the rainbow bridge of love and light through our whole bodies, active, awake, transmuting any old frequencies, sending them to the earth for compost, creating the fertile soil of our own awakening. We ask to call in the light, call in our hopes, our dreams for what is to come. Pointing that arrow, truth. activation with the littles. This is Yeshua, my beloved angel. Beloved, gorgeous angel. Would you like to hit the bowl, my dear? Let's give a little tap to the bowl. Ishanairo kuriastramina titra kaishtanaya turikayamo. Shimanayalo stirikayano shipakaitria. Yasturikayone kishe peta toshterena. Yerokayome yashtirikaya. Lekoriana shutere Sagittarius ukariama. Oshtere la Lunar Eclipse. Ayakuria. Bishtero ontere akoshtira ya motere. Love, 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 and light for these guys. Look at this one. For the littles, to have a world filled with peace and love for these littles. 7 generations before and behind, we ask and pray for this peace, for this light, for this love, so these children can live on a planet filled with harmony and peace and joy.
Can I blow the candles out?
You can. He wants to blow out the candles. You can blow out the candles, my dear. And I'm going to close our ceremony by just invoking and saying thank you to all of the energies that we called in, starting with the center, Koichi.
I blowed out one.
Oh, fantastic, my dear.
I blowed out 2.
He blowed out the candles. To Koichi, the Great Mother Father Center, Creator, Creatrix, all the energies of our ancestors. Purging. We thank you for joining us for this ceremony, to the Galactic Federation of Light and Love, to all the star systems, the Pleiadians. Thank you to Sirius. Thank you to all the star systems that you are connected with. We thank you to Inti, the sun. We thank the East for all the energies that help that inner fire of transmutation and transformation, for the rising of our voices in light and truth. We ask that all those patterns, old emotions, belief systems, limiting conditions, and limiting beliefs be revealed and transmuted today. We ask that our prayers be ignited with that fire. We thank Viracocha, the great spiritual energy, the essence that comes through this breath. We thank the air, the quality of the north. Thank you. All the birds, the bees, all those in flight, giving us this liberating current of energy. We thank you to the wise owls, condors, hummingbirds, birds. You want to get up, love?
Yeah.
Okay. We thank the waters. We thank Mama Kia. You can put your face there. We thank Mama Kia. We thank the lunar eclipse. We thank the full moon. Thank you to the waters, the emotional body. Thank you for purifying us for the flow. He's all water, this one. My little Scorpio. We thank the earth for our ground, for this home, for all the beauty. We thank you. We thank all those energies sealing this ceremony. We're going to extend our palms. Yeah, we're going to extend our palms forward. Can you extend your palms forward like mommy? And we're going to, on the count of 3, we're going to clap our hands, and then we're going to put our prayers into our palms. And then we'll blow our prayers up into the ethers.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have a prayer that you'd like to give us as we close our ceremony today?
1, 2, 3.
Do you have any prayers, my love?
No.
Not right now?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just clap our hands together. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And my prayer is going to be so much peace, so much harmony, so much love coming through all of our bodies to ripple out and extend to every single person it touches, so that we can release all the fear and separation and create the oneness that we want to see in this world. It is done. Blessed be. It is done. So it is. So it is. Amen. beloved sisters, thank you so much for joining this ceremony this morning and bringing your prayers and your love and your light and your beauty and your witnessing and all that you offer this world. We are so grateful for you, for your everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We look forward to the next ceremony soon. Look at that hair. We look forward to the next ceremony. And I love you all. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Amelia. Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, Amelia. Love you, sweet sister. Thank you, Yeshua. Yeah, she said thank you, Yeshua. Have an amazingly powerful lunar eclipse. Thank you, Abby. What a blessing to start the day this way. I love you too. Thanks, Janine. We love you so much. Okay. All right. Closing off. Thank you, Monique. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Hearts, hearts. Love, love, love. Love you too. Blessed be. Blessed be.